When observing a college student drinking and doing drugs excessively, few ever consider the student to have a problem. It is considered the normal college experience. However, it can lead down a path of addiction. The reality is this is not normal or safe. This is a problem that is getting out of hand. According to the Addiction Center, 31% of U.S. college students report symptoms of alcohol abuse, and 80% of U.S. college students have abused alcohol. There are many factors that contribute to students' abuse of drugs and alcohol. One reason a student might choose to consider drinking or doing drugs is to fit in with their friends. As cliche as it sounds, peer pressure is a real thing and can lead to serious problems. In addition, parents can actually lead to a problem. I have found that those students who were very sheltered in high school never experimented with drugs because their parents were so strict, and then when they moved away from home and started college, they all went crazy. Some students rely on drugs in order to do well in college even. They're taking Adderall and in some cases doing cocaine because they feel that it is the only way that they will be able to stay awake and keep going in order to complete an impossible workload. Regardless of the reason, many students consume an unhealthy amount of drugs and alcohol, and this can lead to serious problems. These problems can include, but are not limited to, problems with the law, assault or sexual abuse, and potentially death. Alcohol and drugs are a leading cause of teenage deaths due to car accidents, suicide, violence, and drowning. According to the National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism, 1,825 college students die each year from alcohol-related unintentional injuries. 599,000 students between the ages of 18 and 24 receive unintentional injuries while driving under the influence of drugs and alcohol, and between 1.2 and 1.5% of students indicate that they tried to commit suicide within the past year due to drinking or drug abuse. In addition, it can lead to problems with the law. According to the Addiction Center, 110,000 students between the ages of 18 and 24 are arrested every year for an alcohol-related violation, such as public intoxication or driving under the influence. If that's not scary enough, drugs and alcohol are a huge cause of assault, sexual abuse, and a rise in sexually transmitted diseases. Also, according to the National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism, more than 690,000 students between the ages of 18 and 24 are assaulted by another student who has been drinking, and more than 97,000 students are victims of sexual assault or date rape due to drugs or alcohol. In order to prevent these things from happening, it is important to recognize the signs. There are many indicators that someone is suffering from a substance abuse problem. One major sign of a substance abuse problem is a decline in academic performance. Some are so focused on partying and drinking that they begin to neglect their responsibilities. Another sign that someone is suffering from a substance abuse problem include the physical aspects. This can be red eyes, slurred speech, stumbling or falling often, dilated pupils, and so on. It is important not to jump to conclusions about someone either. If someone is going out occasionally and drinking occasionally, it does not necessarily mean that this person is suffering from a substance abuse problem. However, if someone you know is allowing drugs to consume their life, it is important to try and get them to seek help. Drinking and doing drugs might seem like the normal thing to do in college, but it can definitely very easily get out of hand. There are many dangers associated with the drug addiction and alcohol abuse, and it is important to understand these in order to stay safe. If you or someone you know is suffering from a substance abuse problem, there are many options out there, and I would definitely encourage you to seek help.